Hello. Is this thing on? I hope so. Otherwise, I'm just sitting here talking to myself, and that would be kind of weird. Anyway, I know it's been a little bit, but I had some things that needed seeing to. Thanks for the concern, though. I really appreciate that all of one of you were worried about my well-being. Now, enough of my rambling. I know what you all tune in for. Percy Snickety has gotten back in touch, and things have taken an interesting turn since she last checked in. I'm starting to understand what they did to me, though I don't think I'll ever know the specifics. After writing you, I started noticing some things. Actually, I noticed before I wrote you, but was in denial. I realized that objects seemed to always be within my reach and could have sworn that things were moving in the corner of my vision. It wasn't until I had a nervous breakdown that I faced reality. I was in some seedy diner's restroom, my emotions running wild from hunger and a lack of sleep. When the tears started to flow, the mirrors shattered and the stall doors kept opening and closing on their own. I panicked and it only got worse. The fluorescent bulbs above shorted and the hand dryers sparked. When I heard someone coming, I snapped out of my hysteria and everything calmed. That's when it dawned on me. I had caused that fiasco. I decided to find out what I was capable of. I'll spare you the boring details, but to suffice it to say, I can move things under about 40 pounds with nothing but a thought. And I can exert that much, I guess I'm no mathematician, in force towards another object. That realization gave me a newfound confidence, and I made the decision that it was time to go home. Old Owl Eyes didn't hear me sneak up on him behind his office. His keys dropped from his hand as I mentally pinned him against his car. Hello, Dr. Saunders. I'm back for my next appointment. Those huge eyes widened in terror as he tried to squirm away to no avail. Hello, Miss My mind pushed him harder. No, you shut up until I say you can talk. As I stepped closer, the fear in his eyes grew. I want answers. I heard you say on the phone that you were going to kill me and dump my body who knows where. Who are you working for? What did you do to me? And why did you do it and then try to kill me? What's the point? Now you may speak. I wasn't going to kill you. I was going to help you fake your death so you could get away. But you had already left before I got the chance. I laughed. Oh, please. You expect me to fall for that? Why not just tell me in the first place instead of trying to convince me that I had imagined the whole thing? It's the truth. I had to play my role in the game since my office is bugged. Though I didn't quite believe him, I wanted to hear his answer for some reason. All right, say I buy this. Who is pulling your pathetic puppet strings? You wouldn't believe me. I was operated on by a tiny UFO in the middle of the road at night, and now I'm telekinetic. I think it's safe to say I've developed an open mind. Okay, but I warned you. I am being forced to help cover up close encounters. All psychiatrists are. There are aliens that come here to experiment on us humans, as we're nothing more than lab rats in their perception. The government works with them, turning a blind eye to the atrocities in exchange for advanced technology. It frightened me just how much that made sense. What could they possibly have wanted with me? I am nothing special. Who knows? Genetic profile, mental state, or maybe they just select people at random. I'm not privy to the details. I just know that some get experimented on, and it's my job to reassure them that nothing happened. And then the aliens come back in a few days and reverse whatever they did. The problem is not everyone survives the process. Many have been found dead after an encounter. So now, I help victims escape. I was going to do the same for you. There was a sincerity in his eyes that I hadn't seen before, and I started to trust him. despite my gut telling me not to. Why did they want you to kill me? Because if I don't convince a person it was just an imagining, it's also my job to keep it quiet. I shook my head. Why should I trust you? I've helped 12 other victims escape and want to help you too. If you let me go, I can give you an address to a safe house where you can rest and get your bearings. There, you'll be put in contact with others in their underground network. Some have abilities like you, but as far as I know, none are telekinetic. They could use your new talent. In that moment, my common sense faded and something inside of me decided to take a leap of faith. So I eased off. He immediately pulled a pen from his pocket and walked over to write an address out on my wrist. Memorize that and never say it out loud. I nodded, staring at the name of the unknown place. I felt a tear run down my face, a reminder of how much of a toll this whole experience had taken. Can I at least say goodbye to my family? He shook his head. I'm afraid not. You have to leave everything behind. Telling them you're fine will only put them in danger. Okay. It really wasn't, though. We were about to shake hands when I heard something buzz by, and I could only watch as he collapsed and a red stain formed in his shirt. I sensed another round coming towards me and deflected it. I tried to see where the bullets were coming from, but I saw no one. Run! He managed to choke out before an eerie stillness settled in his eyes. He didn't have to tell me twice. I felt bad leaving him there, but he had stopped breathing and there was no use of us both dying. I jumped into Saunders' car and mentally commanded his keys to come into my hands. I started to back out when another bullet rang, shattering one of the rear windows. I made it out of there by the skin of my teeth, and now owe my life to that little man I so terribly misjudged. I write to you from the safe house. You'd never find it on your own, but it does exist. I wanted to spread the word to other victims that there is hope. We're working to help others like us and combining our resources to stop these evil experiments. So if you've recently experienced a close encounter, please try not to worry. We'll do our utmost to find you before they do.
Well, how about that? Seems my advice paid off after all. Maybe I should start offering my services up a bit more. Expand a little. Shape lives. Nah. Sounds great, but at the end of the day, it would just take too much time away from uncovering the dark truths of the sham of a reality we live in. I could not, in good conscience, put down the torch of truth for a second, even if I do have other talents. I will always be here, listeners, for you and for the good of mankind. Until next time, Mr. Gray, signing out.